Hi guys and welcome. It's October 10th, 2022. My name is Ruby and I have a PSA transit talk about Mercury, some information that I was just downloading. We know that there's talk about Mercury and the retrogrades, but something that nobody's talking about when Mercury goes into retrograde. Oh, I didn't. And that Mercury is now out of retrograde and gone into therapy. That's right. Mercury is now in therapy. Mercury is at 29 degrees Virgo, opposed Taurus Sun at 0 degrees, making an aspect to Jupiter in Aries. Identification of the ego, a lot of self-love and wanting to care for yourself, and meticulously and in an organized fashion. So that's my PSA, is that Mercury is in therapy. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at the chart and let's see what we can see for Mercury in therapy. From Mercury in therapy transit. Yeah, so Mercury in therapy, and let's take a look at the chart. See if I have it here. This should be the chart, I believe. So as you can see, that Mercury is now out of retrograde and gone into therapy at 29 degrees Virgo and in the 8th house, which is currently Virgo, naturally the house of Scorpio. At 29 degrees, we are digging deep and we are feeling good about it at this point. Thankfully, there is relief from the brightness of this beautiful sun that we have reflecting off our full moon. The sun there in Libra in the 9th house. So the 9th house is typically your Sagittarius. And now the house of Libra, also conjunct Venus, but let's just talk about the sun, you know, reflecting the moon. The sun in Libra, us seeking to find balance and also to be able to receive balance and find beauty. This is making a stiff opposition to Chiron in Aries. Chiron in Aries in the 3rd house. This is reflecting ourself or our ego along with social situations, as long as the twin side that we have as well in our own duality, in our own healing, in our own wound, in how we heal ourselves and others. So, and also, something may be making it difficult for us to be able to want to balance and receive healing right here in the middle of the ego. This is why Mercury is in therapy at 29 degrees Virgo in the 8th house of Scorpio, diving deep underneath. Also, if you take a look over to the 12th house of Capricorn, we can see that Mercury is communicating with Pluto for the death and rebirth of our bones, of our overall structure and the way we may self-sabotage, or even in the way that we dream. Pluto, since we're on the topic, is also aspecting beautiful Jupiter that you're seeing in the sky again tonight with the moon. Also aspecting good old Neptune there in the 2nd house, which is currently Pisces and naturally Taurus. So there can be an abundance of just wild messages. I feel like digging deep into the past is coming through with that reflection to Mercury in 29 degrees Virgo, because Virgo maybe wants to go all the way back to the back of the catalog. And wanting to be able to think in a 4th house reflecting the moon, subconscious, abundance of subconscious, just breaking into an abundance of subconscious, Also dreams, messages, what it is that we want, what it is that we truly desire. Guidance from our higher self. 0 degree is a very special degree. 0 carries the power of God. So the initial aspect, the strong birthing point of the moon at 0 degrees in Taurus is why Mercury has decided to go to therapy with the abundance of help available there, trying to help Mercury being able to receive the balance, and especially in the way people see her and the way that she changes and creates balance. So the change in the creating balance is bouncing off the Chiron aspect in Aries in the 3rd house. So this is all very social. So it's almost as though in the scheme of things, we just want to see where we fit into the bigger picture, because a lot of things have changed. Pluto is showing us in the 12th house of Capricorn the structure of things may have changed. Lots of heavy reflection onto the 3rd and 4th house. How are we social, and how is it that we interact possibly in our family and in our homes? So in the 4th house, when our home with the moon there, we want to feel safety and security. And the North Node, we want to feel even more safe and more secure and more abundant moving forward. And with Neptune here, we may be receiving a lot of insight, a lot of messages regarding this sort of infantry that the moon is entering into. This is reflecting off the sun. People may see that you have shining with a slight brightness of abundance or happiness in the home. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, you're so patient. Thanks for being here. So we left off with the 4th house being Taurus. Mercury's in therapy. Mercury's in therapy. So let's go back and recap. Mercury's in therapy at 29 degrees Virgo, reflecting the Taurus moon at 0 degrees. That's what I have downloaded, and so I decided to hop online and share that with you. And so let's go back to the chart. And so yes, we were just talking about the 4th house there. And so thinking about how it is that, well, we will be finding comfort in the home in this aspect, and hopefully in the subconscious as well. And Jupiter is making a big kind aspect to the moon to expand this. But in the middle, we are getting some expansion on Chiron, the wound, and also the healer. So as this healing begins to take place with the transformation of the assistance of us being able to receive divine balance and make changes with the 9th house of the Sun and Mercury in Libra. Okay, and right now our goal with the 10th house, oh, it looks like the midhaven is over in Sag. So I was going to say a little bit of the goal would be to dig deep, but it seems like with the South Node in the 10th house, we've done a lot of deep digging into the structure and how things work. And with the midhaven in the 11th house in Sagittarius, again with the social aspect, and this is again with Libra here, and again with Sagittarius, so that mutable, balanced energy in social situations and finding beauty in things and whatnot. Yeah, the 12th house, death and rebirth again. So now with the aspects of death and rebirth, what Pluto is making to the Sun and Venus in Libra, simultaneously the moon. So we are being able to shed a little bit more easily and identify a little bit more easily what it is that needs to go. So right now I'm hopping over to the trine that we have in the air trine. So if you take a look at, we'll start with the 1st house. You can see that Saturn is conjunct the ascendant in the 1st house of Aquarius currently. And if you look at the blue line that goes across to the other air sign, which is Gemini in the 5th house, where Mars is right now, and then up to the top there with the Sun and Venus in the house of Libra, you can see that that is an air trine. And so there will be an abundance of thoughts about these things as well, but they seem to be working pleasantly together with this aspect. Saturn in the 1st house of Aquarius is helping us to identify where it is within ourselves that we would like to be able to contribute to the greater good. And how it is that we would like to be seen as well with the ascendant here. This is working together with the aspects in the 5th house, which is currently Gemini. Naturally, it's going to be Leo. And with Mars in Gemini, you can find yourself being indecisive. You can bless that on the aspect over there to Neptune and the aspect up there to Mercury that are in red in the 3rd and 8th house, respectively. Contributing to Mercury being in therapy is her indecisiveness of, and also it can be, hopefully at this point in Mercury being in, or Mars being in Gemini, you should be able to get a little bit more along with the thought process and the flow of things, rather than contrary to earlier in Mars and Gemini. So helping to get a grasp on things is part of the way we're thinking with Mercury at 29 degrees Virgo. We need order in our life. And so if we're going to be off balance, as we can see with Libra and the Sun, that's not going to really work out. So what's nice about having Mars and Gemini in this transit is we have had a lot of time to kind of go through and say, oh, okay, this throws me off balance or whatnot. And this is the key. This is the door. Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. And that makes, again, we talked about the Sun. The Sun is busy right now. The Sun is dealing with the air trine, and that's why we have Venus here. Okay, Venus is going to help add some grace to this and some beauty, with the divine feminine being able to receive and also being able to release, and possibly seeing doing these things is what can be the difficulty with Chiron right smack dab in the middle of Aries. It's like shitting with the door open and there's 100 people staring at you. You can kind of find that there might be a little bit of a crux in the evening where what I'm seeing is with Mars aspect to Neptune, crisscrossing with Saturn aspecting Uranus and then Neptune. So a little bit of a back and forth about thinking about what we've done and what the consequence or reward has been, but also finding harmony in that, because you can see not only is there an X between those guys in the 1st and 5th, but also a nice blue line helping to create that trine. So just remember that our thought process is really a huge deal right now. And there's also, I was like seeing, oh, there's another trine. And it is kind of like an earth trine as well. So it can be like dusty. So where we want to find grounding. Oof. So with the 6th house, we have Lilith in the 6th house in Cancer. So finding passion in emotional places, in our intuition, and finding order in, it can be the home aspect. And she's sort of alone here, but, next to Leo in the 7th house. So balancing creativity is something that's kind of on the back burner or in the forefront right now. Balancing creativity and being genuine in social situations. Okay, so Mercury in therapy, she's thinking about a lot, but she wants to be seen as a balanced person, especially because, the Sun and Venus are right there. So just to find order. It looks like chaos, but there's a lot of strength and a lot of dignity that can be found here. So I just want to applaud you for how you've come so far. And I just love this right here with a reminder of Mercury in therapy. Mercury at 29 degrees Virgo, aspecting the Taurus moon at 0 degrees with other, like Jupiter's right there when you look up. And one other thing, I posted this earlier, which is 333. And so I have like 300 followers plus. It's not a big deal to me. If I see a junk account follow me, I remove it. So, and I don't deal with that. But once we get to 333 followers, so I'll repost the 333 posts on my account. So if you like it and comment that, when I get to 333 followers, I'm going to give away one free reading. So that will be exciting. And you can find the link tree in my bio to book a reading with me, or follow me on my YouTube so that I can eventually go live on there as well. So thanks for joining today for Mercury and therapy. And if you have any questions about how this would affect you, or how I might, just try to be able to show you your chart if you haven't seen it, or go over some basic things. And have a blessed day. What are you doing?
I'm plugging this
Oh, we
in.
have a behind the scene. I feel like you need a tarot card. Oh. So you got the World card.
Let's see.
That's from 538 BC. And it was July 31st, so technically that's a Leo card. Oh, that's better. That looks better. Yeah.
Is this good?
No, I like the first one.
Okay. This?
Yeah, thank God for filters and lighting.
No, we want me to fix the cord back how it was. Unless you like it like that.
Okay, thanks, you guys. Have a great day. That was my Mercury in Therapy transit talk. I think it's my first official transit talk, by the way.